No, it was too expensive. Why waste the money on. Oh man, what happened? What happened? Oh boy. Oh man. Where did it go wrong? Where it happened? Someone explain what happened. We went from this, the Dark Knight himself, the beauty of it. Then we went to this. And did it have ideas? It was a masterpiece. They were both masterpiece of beautiful. Then, wow, despite very flawed, still managed to be a overall good movie. Then, oh, no, the black sheep of the movie films, the movie that'll keep you awake at night. A movie that'll make you know never make that well. Make you never see nipples or ass the same again. Don't take that seriously, but oh man. What happened? Today, we're talking about the movie everyone says killed the franchise. Batman and Robin. Truly, I mean, like, what happened? I mean, well, yeah, Batman and Forever like tried to capture the campiness a bit, but at least they were able to try. Well, it was not great. It was still good for the most parts, despite being flawed. But for this, there's so much to be said, but so much you don't want to say. Batman and Robin. I I have I have nothing to say really, but I have so much to say. Basically, Warner Brothers, seeing how Batman Forever was a success, decided immediately to make the movie. Immediately. Like, this time, instead of 3 years waiting, we're gonna do it 2. Come on, let's hurry. Chop chop. And seeing as how it can be profitable, let's get the toy company in. Get on, like, let's give them the ideas. They know what they're doing. This could help us make more money. Oh, money, money, money. So, let's design these suits. Let's make Mr. Freeze suit action figure. And let's have Batman and Robins be toy-like as well. Oh man, these will get the kiddies all fired up for this. Let's make Batman and Robin the greatest 2-hour toy commercial to ever live. Oh boy. That's what everyone says it is. Nothing but a 2-hour toy commercial. And that's what it truly is. I mean, I don't know what they were thinking with this one. Truly, what were they thinking? Look, I had to be honest. Batman and Robin. Is it the worst Batman movie of the Batman franchise? Yes. Is it worse than Justice League? Still, Justice League had the worst CGI out of all of them, but yeah, this movie's bad. I mean, first off, it was too rushed. I mean, like, people will complain it's too rushed. Like, they literally had, like, they just 2 years, like, barely 2 years, and they just immediately wanted another one. They should have taken their time. It may not have made it better, but, I mean, boy, look, all I could say really now is, yeah, it's definitely bad. But let's look at the movie itself. I mean, you gotta admit, it looks, the back cover and everything looks nice. And the disc itself looks nice. Like, but, I mean, just look. I mean, look at the designs. They look like toys. Like, something you get from a toy action figure. Look, let's hear. This movie was just made to sell more toys. And that's a disappointment, because, like, how can you went from something like Batman and Batman Returns, something that was dark, serious, and had an interesting story, to something so silly, campy, and, like, let's look at the difference in comparison. Some people like to compare this to the style of Batman with Adam West and Burt Ward. But that's the thing. They did it better, and that was long ago. This is updated. Why did they do it better? Well, they knew didn't have so much of a Dark Batman. I mean, they knew what they were. They established themselves as silly and campy. They knew what they were. As for Batman and Robin, the film series established dark and gritty, and Batman Forever, while definitely going more silly, still had more of the dark elements a bit in it. Not too much, but at least some. For Batman, it's still taken seriously. But I think we talked too much about that. Let's talk about the movie itself. So, Batman and Robin, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, George Clooney, Chris O'Donnell. That's right, Val Kilmer ain't back for this one. And boy, did he save himself from destroying his career with this. Yeah, why didn't Val Kilmer return? Apparently him and Joe didn't get along too well. It's schedules, conflict, like it didn't work out. So, who was next to take over? George Clooney. Many people saw this as a great casting because he has the beauty, charm, and good looks, and probably wealthiness as Bruce Wayne. People saw him being probably the best Bruce Wayne. And yeah, he was a good Bruce Wayne, I suppose, but did they really think of what he could be as Batman? Seeing him with a possible deep voice, being serious, like, no, it didn't happen. George Clooney's Batman is a joke. It's nothing but a joke. What happened? Well, let's look at the main problems with it. It's just George Clooney in a batsuit. That's it. I mean, he's not distinct like Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer. Adam West does a better job, and his voice was the same. I mean, in his suit. I mean, I'm not a huge fan. I wasn't a fan. Okay, let's review the movie now before I talk more about it. Let's see. It starts off with a similarity of Batman Forever. The names appearing, not as big this time. They come, and then we see the logos being put together, awaiting the hell we will watch. And how does it start? Suiting up. They suit up, and what do we get? Nipples and ass. Yep, we get nipples and ass in our face. Yep, that's great. I mean, it's just like, why would you start with that? And then they reveal the new Batmobile, and it's just a toy car. I mean, I see it as a toy car. It's something I would play with. I was like 8. And let's see the first line of it. Let's see. Batman Forever started off. The first line is, "May I persuade you to take a sandwich with you, sir?" And Batman was like, "Okay, drive through." And let's see how it starts with it. Robin, "I want a car. Chicks dig a car." And Batman, "This is why Superman works alone." Like, wait, what? Superman? What, he exists now? Like, since when does Superman exist in a universe? Yes, I know about Tim Burton's Batman. The Superman Lives. That was supposed to be a movie that never happened, but still, like Superman, when did they meet? Since when were they all, buddy? You never heard of them in the other three. It's just, again, out of nowhere. And the line is just bad, ugh. And then we get Alfred. Apparently he's sick, and he's hiding it. And then we get a long Alfred sick shot. I mean, let it be for 3 seconds. I mean, I feel long. I mean, the idea of Alfred dying could work in a different Batman movie, just not this one. I mean, there's possibilities you could go. I mean, I've written a script about a Batman movie with twists and turns, and Bruce going into a deeper thought. A Batman dealing with depression, a Batman dealing with the loss of the people he loved. Like, I read a script about that I think would work, but I don't see ever going to WB. That would be dumb. But enough about that. So it starts with Commissioner Gordon, who's in fully police clothes this time, talking about this new villain, Mr. Freeze, played by Arnold. Apparently he's new, and he's freezing up all like the Gotham Bank. So it starts with him freezing everybody, and his first line's like puns. Literally, all his lines like puns, like chilling or blood. Like all he does is say ice puns. Like, you're not sending me to the cooler, or like, what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age, or like winter is coming. Like, ugh, like so many puns. Like what? Like 50,000. Like apparently your emotions are like cool. Like, oh my god, so many puns to remember. And so he frees police guards. He steals a diamond, and then like George Clooney comes and says Batman's famous lines like, "Hey, Freeze, I'm Batman." Like, like it's so ridiculous. Like that's when you fully realize that's not Batman. That is not Batman. Like, it's just George Clooney about to like his Batman's so different from Val Kilmer's. It doesn't feel like they're in the same universe despite Robin being there. It's like it doesn't really work. Like, oh boy, I have no idea what they're trying there. So then he slides down the dinosaur tail in a Flintstones Yabba Dabba Doo style. And yeah, then we get a fight. That's just wrong. Then Robin comes out of nowhere. And in the background, it's a Robin logo that they never zoom in because they know it's dumb as hell. I mean, it's like, ugh. Then we get a fight. Batman and Robin fighting these ice hockey players, like these ice zombie hockey players. They fight them. And there's this fight that's supposed to. Then we see some scenes that you would probably see from this version. Like, then Batman and Robin on the ground, and guess what happened? Skates! Yes, they have skates. A villain they just found out was Ice, and they were already out of the Batcave before. Like, they're already preparing themselves. They already have ice skates. Like, unless they went back to the Batcave or had, like, ice skating practice later, like, there's no way they could have those. Like, it's just ridiculous. I mean, like, so after the fight ends, like, Freeze, like, goes on this rocket, like, it's thing turns into a rocket, Batman's there, like, he fights him, then Mr. Freeze freezes his arms, and he says he's gonna, like, I don't know, freeze Gotham with that whole small ice rocket freezer. Then Robin's on board, preparing to, help Batman, and, like, then Freeze escapes by turning into this butterfly, ice butterflies. Like, it's just ridiculous. So then, Robin comes, saves Batman, and then Robin says the line that defines the movie. A bat bomb. And oh yeah, it's a bat bomb for sure. And they escape by writing the doors as like those skateboarders, like, what you see on the beach. Sorry, it's hard to remember so many words like that. But yeah, they slide it down, which defies gravity. Yeah, that's all this movie was doing too. Defying the laws of gravity, which is beyond ridiculous. I mean, sure, the other movies were able to do it, but at least they were able to do it right. There, it's just so... like, the way Robin just, like, leaps, like, trying to take down bad guys, and, like, Batman and Robin skating down, like, using those, like, as boards, as beach boards, like with Robin saying, "Cowabunga!" Then we get Batman, who was able to catch Mr. Freeze fastly, especially, surprisingly, since Freeze, was ready, like, should have been, longer, like, ugh, like, the pacing, ugh. So yeah, they all fall, Batman and Robin try to chase him, Robin ends up getting frozen, and Mr. Freeze decides, "I'll kill you next time." It's like, what? Like, he's right there for the freezing. Like, why not do it now? Like, Batman and Robin are obviously a thorn in his side. Like, they're right there for him to freeze. Like, I don't think the police will be coming, and I don't think they'll be able to figure out how to unfreeze one time. Especially since they had like what 10, 15 minutes. Like, he could have froze Batman there. Like, the only reason he has to freeze him was because plot device and everything. So Batman unfreezes Robin with this little laser that, like, don't bother questioning, whatever. So after that, then we get to introduce the other villains of the movie, Poison Ivy, Uma Thurman. Yeah, so it starts off basically science nerd trying to figure out how to save the planet. Then her boss, who I don't know his name because he's just beyond annoying, shows these like dictators, I think, like this new weapon, like he's creating for this little to make him superhuman. By this little cockroach criminals, like then he puts like venom in him and turns into the Hulk. Just kidding, Bane. Like Bane and luchador mask, and you get realize like what? That's not Bane. That's when you realize, oh, that is not Bane. Like you gotta be kidding me. That's not Bane. Bane's smart. He's buff, and yeah, he was a criminal, but he escaped. But he had a mind. Very smart, and he did it with his own will. For this Bane, he only says one word and just like repeats it like once in a while, like boom or really like I don't know. Like he said so many one word like those one words are like roar or roars. Like I mean, he's just a muscle head idiot that is only there just to follow orders and only there because he was a popular villain created by then. That's when you knew they really shitted on Bane. Like, oh boy. So after that disgrace, the Premier Isley finds that out. She threatens to expose him. The boss tries to kill her by throwing her into her work, like with snakes, like poisons, toxins, like all that. Hoping that would kill her. Then we get to see the origin of Mr. Freeze in the Batcave, where the shots are done. Like, how's that a camera? Like, like we see his origins. It's like the angles. Like they have angles everywhere. Like if it's supposed to be a security camera, it shouldn't have that many shots. Like different shots. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But why bother continuing that? So Dick Grayson's upset that Bruce doesn't trust him. Blah blah blah. And I think the scene is next with the birth of Poison Ivy, where she literally sprouts, and she's all different now. It's like I don't know, like she knows what happens to her, which I'm not sure why, unless she's like real smart to figure that out. I don't know, but so yeah, she kills her boss with a kiss. Then she's lights the whole lab on fire, including the plants, which definitely looks odd. I mean, ugh. Then Bane like roars. Then like she plans now to go to Gotham, like to talk to Bruce Wayne. Like, yeah. So after that, then we get the biggest, probably one of the biggest jokes in the movie. We get to see Mr. Freeze sings like in this video where he's like, Mr. White Christmas, I'm Mr. Snow. Don't know the name of the title, but it's just like watching him sing and having everyone sing. Like, wasn't this guy supposed to be like, helping his wife? Like, talk about a way to spend your time singing and dancing to a kid's video. Like, oh boy, like it's ridiculous. Like, this movie is like the movie itself, like it depends how you look at it. Comedy wise, it's the funniest Batman movie ever. And serious wise, including the comics, if you look at serious Batman, is the biggest slap to the face of the character. Yeah. So Mr. Freeze, after that horrendous scene, then goes to his wife, like just like so trying to give us emotions of sympathy, which they ain't getting from me. But yeah, so and then we get introduced to like another new character, Barbara Wilson. Wait, is this supposed to be Barbara Gordon? Well, wait, Batman and Commissioner Gordon aren't close in this version. In this version, I guess, in this version, it's not Barbara Gordon, it's Barbara Wilson, which she's related to Alfred. That's Alfred's niece. Why? Because they have to figure out a way to shoehorn her in. Like, I mean, so apparently she was like, she's British and she have like a British accent. Like, who casted her? Like, Alicia Silverstone, Clueless. Like, like one and Barbara Gordon is supposed to be a blonde. I mean, it's supposed to be a redhead, but Alicia Silverstone's version is blonde. Like, that's been the main thing in the movies. Like, they've been getting the hair piece wrong. Like, Vicky Vale, she's a redhead, like, blonde. Then Selena Kyle, blonde. But she's supposed to have black hair. Chase Meridian, well, she was new, so she's gonna make exception there. But, oh, God. Like, yeah, apparently she came to see Alfred. You know, they bond and everything. They're all happy. Then we get a moment with nothing, like just smiling and everything. Like, it's ridiculous. Then, like, eventually we see her like take a motorcycle right off. Then Batman and Robin try to figure out a way to catch Freeze. Like, this movie is just everywhere. But oh boy, it's just talking about it hurts. Ugh. So, but first, like, we see Bruce, you know, in his, I guess, donating, I don't know, more money or something to, you know, to this, like, museum with a telescope. And then he gets another new love interest. Julie Madison, I believe that's her name. Why not Chase Meridian? Why not? I don't know, because, like, Bruce's other love interest, they don't come back, because why not? At least they gave reasons to Vicky Vale and Selena Kyle. At least they had reasons for there. Chase Meridian, no reason. They just pretend like she never existed. Like, it makes no sense. Like, and out of all the four of them, she's not like the main one. Like, she gets the least screen time, the least most uninteresting. Like, she's just forgettable. Like, she's only there for only a few scenes of the movie. Like, ugh. But yeah, then Pamela Isley, like, trying to talk to Bruce Wayne, trying to, you know, help fund this plant thing that would, you know, save plants but kill humans. Obviously, that didn't work, so she's trying to figure out a new plan. Eventually, you know, Batman and Robin figure out a new plan, like, have this diamond that, you know, this big diamond that would be, like, in this whole, one place, you know, like this auction. Mr. Freeze finds out, he's gonna go there, and yeah. So then we get to that scene, and oh boy, it's ridiculous. I mean, like, Batman and Robin at this auction, like, in Batman's mysterious, like, he doesn't like pictures being shown, he likes to be hidden in the dark, he doesn't like paparazzi, and in returns, yeah, he shows up, but he had a reason, stopping criminals, and he wasn't, like, there for popularity, he left immediately after that. As for Batman Forever, like, yeah, it started there, with him, just pictures of him being there, like, we see magazines of him just being shown. This time he's being shown in more of the media. But in Batman Robin, it goes overblown. Like, him at auctions, that's basically, they basically tried too hard to be like Adam West and Burt Ward. See, an auction happens, people bid, then we get to see Poison Ivy, you know, taking off that gorilla costume and seeing her in all her glory with her love dust and everything. Like, it's definitely an interesting scene for the most part, but ugh. But yeah, so that happens. Everyone's in love now, and a bid happens. People start bidding, And then eventually Batman and Robin bid. Like, Batman bids like 1 million, Robin bids 2 million, then like Batman bids like 4 million, then million. Then we get to the scene that truly haunts fans forever. 7 million. The Bat card. Oh my god, the Bat card. If I had pictures to show you, I would, but I don't. Oh, the Bat card. What were they thinking? What were they thinking? A Bat card. How long does it go through? Forever. Oh, nice reference, but oh man. They gave him a Bat card. That is one of the most ridiculous things in the movie. Like, why would he have a Bat card? And he says he never leaves the cave without it. If they're trying to say that they don't exist in the same universe, yeah, I believe it. But, oh man. That scene was just a slap in the face to Batman fans and to me alike. That scene just openly said Batman was dead. So after that, Mr. Freeze comes in, freezes a bunch, like 2 people, and Poison Ivy's love dust doesn't work on him. He takes the diamond, people fight, blah, blah, blah. Then we see more, defies gravity scenes, just movie already died already, like, it was so ridiculous. Then we get a chase scene between Batman and Robin chasing Mr. Freeze. And we get this big man statue, which makes no sense. Like, the statues in the Batman universe at times just didn't make sense. And sure, we saw a lot of them in Batman Returns, but they weren't too annoying. In Batman Forever and Robin, oh boy, I don't even understand this. Like, they're just too big to actually be in the real world. Now it's Gotham, but it's ridiculous. So then we get to see Mr. Freeze's car, which looks like a toy. Then there's a chase. And then Batman stops Robin's car because, safety, blah, blah, blah. Batman's car gets frozen, but he escapes and kidnaps Mr. Freeze and hides him under his cape and, reveals himself, which is just ridiculous. Let's just keep going. Robin upset, complaining, just upset and angry that he doesn't trust him, and he's just angry he doesn't trust him. And Robin being the complainer is one of the worst parts. Chris O'Donnell really ruined Robin. That's why I believe we don't see Robin as much, because Chris O'Donnell just was annoying as hell as Robin. And I really didn't like his Robin. Hell, the 1940s Robin was better than him. And people don't even remember that version. Ugh. Burt Ward is truly the best Robin still. Until we get another one, I don't see anyone else taking his spot. So yeah, Mr. Freeze in Arkham Asylum. He can't do anything. And he tries to escape, but he can't survive under sub-zero temperatures. It's alright, whatever. So then Poison Ivy and Bane find a spot. They beat up these glow-in-the-dark, whatever those, I don't know, guys in masks, blah, 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 find a spot. And then we still get the Alfred dying subplot, which is interesting. Basically, Bruce having flashbacks, Alfred hiding, it's just ridiculous. So eventually we get to see Batgirl's, the Barbara's arc, she's a nice motorcycling at night. Eventually, Dick finds out and follows her in this, I don't know, this motorcycle rink or something. So yeah, the motorcycle scene happens, drive, eventually crash, and Robin, and so realistically saves her in one of the worst screenshot in camera angles to Ben. It's just ridiculous. Man, and this movie had the most budget than the last 3, and they just, oh boy, they should have just taken advantage of that. Yeah, then Barbara reveals Alfred's sick, but then Bruce reveals that Alfred's dying, which Bruce, I don't know, I can't describe, George Clooney's reaction, he's trying to look sad, but he looks more happy than sad. And Chris O'Donnell's performance doesn't help either. I can't believe it. Like, I've seen people do better than that. And Barrow's motorcycling to get the money for Alfred, trying to get him out of there because she doesn't think he's being treated with respect or anything. Like, it's just like whatever. But yeah, this is yeah. So then we get back to Arkham. Poison Ivy and Bane, break in. Well, she actually, was playing Frieza's sister, pretending to be, kills two guards. Bane, trying to be like the Hulk, destroys things like, oh, like, don't the guards have guns? Can't they just shoot them? I don't know. Like, the police are just, they're worthless in this one. I don't think they ever used their guns. So yeah, so they escape and they jump off into this lake at Arkham that would undoubtedly kill a normal person if they did that in real life, but since it's not normal, like, ugh. So eventually that happens. Bruce tries to, help Alfred and everything, like, tell him he could get the best doctors, but Alfred's afraid to say he's seen the best doctors, and he asks if he regrets anything, like, being at the house, but he doesn't. And we get another flashback as him young. Like, an Alfred's dying storyline could work. I mean, I would say Michael Gough definitely was at his best in this one. But still, it's just, it's an underwhelming movie. But, eventually Commissioner Gordon calls Batman and Robin to the stand. And then we get this, then they reveal a photo that's so dumb. Poison Ivy and Bane, like I think it was Photoshop, like, because in the background the plane doesn't even look real, it looks replaced, and so then they just then they try to patch things up by saying like she was evil, like blah, 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 like then Poison Ivy and Mr. Freeze are there and they're trying to get his wife, so eventually Freeze decides to freeze the cops, I don't know, code and everything, like it's just really ridiculous. Yeah, so that happens. And yeah, they should have waited until the whole, thing was all code, because you could tell scenes that not all the cops were there, didn't get affected yet, and looked dumb. Then Poison Ivy trying to, use her love dust, try to get Batman and Robin to go against each other. Batman doesn't fall for this again, but Robin does. Then they get a fight, or Batman throws Robin into goo or something. Then we get Batman versus Bane. Yes. Remember that comic where Bane broke the bat? Yeah, let's see that. Except this time we'll take everything that was good about Bane and Batman and put these two clowns together. And the fight is just bad, ridiculous, uninteresting. I think he hit him with a pipe and he got knocked out. Like, there was a line like Poison Ivy said, like, that's why every Poison Ivy action figure comes complete with him. And that's where it's confirmed this was just made for toys. No doubt about it. It was just made for toys. Ugh. Yeah, so that fight happens, they escape, but not before Poison Ivy attempts to kill Freeze's bride and takes the necklace. After that, Robin decides he wants to go solo. He leaves. Richard Gordon upset because the 11 got away. It's like, yeah. So then, they go back to their lair. Freeze wonders where his wife is. Poison Ivy says Batman killed her. Showed the necklace. Freeze is saddened with that ice, that tear that turned to ice. Then he plans to freeze the Gotham, then the world. Then Poison Ivy decides that she wants plants to rule the world, and I don't see how that would have worked if the world is frozen and have no sun or nutrients. Then how would plants grow? I don't know. It's ridiculous. Then I think we get to the next scene where this hospital guy, and they said Alfred doesn't have that much time anymore, I guess, and he basically has the same illness as Freeze's wife does, and they're all sad and like basically they're all giving her goodbye.